All right, now I want to turn back to one of our top stories, the questions being asked about why no emergency alert was sent while an active shooter was evading police in Nova Scotia this weekend. To take a closer look at this issue, I'm joined now by public safety analyst Chris Lewis. Chris, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a question on a lot of people's minds. The RCMP had said there were talks with the province about an alert, but Nova Scotia's premier told reporters there was no request to issue one. So, brass tacks, should an alert have gone out?
Well, it's tough to give that definitive answer. What did the RCMP know and when? Who knew what? What was going on at that time with limited officers running around being shot at and killed? I mean, that's a really tough call. In a perfect world, would an alert have gone out and warned people? Without a doubt. You need to maximize the communication ability to people. But we're shifting the blame here nationally, it seems, towards the victims in this, the RCMP, for example, when in reality, an evil human being went out and killed 23 people. So let's cut the RCMP a little bit of slack and allow this to unfold, let them sort out who should have done what, who knew what and when, and then let that come out then. We're jumping to some pretty stark accusations here in some quarters.
Well, I think it's a fair question because the RCMP were tweeting. There was somebody at the helm pushing information out on Twitter, telling residents to stay inside, to lock their doors. So there was somebody who was using social media. And I guess a lot of people are asking, was that the right way to warn people? Could a different decision have been made? Could that person who was manning Twitter instead have been manning some other system?
In part, you're actually absolutely right, Ben. But the person that does Twitter is a frontline person. It's not someone up in a higher position. To put out an alert, a decision would have to be made higher up in the RCMP, like an inspector level or higher, to say, okay, this is big. And it obviously was. So, yes, that decision should have been made, I believe, but by who and when and what did they know and what did they have on the go are all issues that we need to consider. And the RCMP will be looking at it. They look at every major incident, all police departments do, and say, what could we have done better here? And then that will happen for sure. But it certainly wasn't a frontline officer out there that should have made that decision, be somewhere higher up in the leadership chain.
Well, whether it's the emergency alert system or Twitter, a lot of people are also asking about how quickly the information got out to the public. The police were first called to Portapique Saturday night. They posted to social media about an active shooter 8 hours later, and the scope of what happened wasn't released until Sunday evening, hours after the suspect had been killed. So talk to us about the time frame in the communications to the public, and should the public have been told more earlier?
Well, and once again, it's looking at exactly what the RCMP knew and when will be key. Once they knew they had a shooting, was there the need then to warn everybody in the province of Nova Scotia that the shooting had occurred? Probably not. When they knew it was mobile, it was fluid, someone was going around killing people at different locations, well, now you've got the big one. And that's when the maximization of all Twitter, Facebook, radio, TV, telephones, all that needs to occur at that point. So when did they know that, and when did the decision-making happen or not, potentially, around maximizing the use of all those different technologies? That'll be key, and that'll come out over time for sure, and the RCMP have questions to answer. It's a good discussion.
Yeah, I think everyone in Canada stands behind the RCMP right now as they investigate these heinous crimes, but once the dust settles, if there is a way to improve this system so that it works more efficiently in the future, I think every Canadian will support that as well. Chris Lewis, thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.